Hi, I am back, and we have one more minute to start. So I'll just give all of you a couple of moments to join this session. Till then, I will do a little R&D and see that how can I see comments. So if anyone is here, please say hi. Hi Snehal, I'm glad you made it. Okay, I'm just trying to figure out that how can I see people's comments. So Snehal, if you can just say hi, and if I can see your comment, because last time very confidently I asked people to comment and then I couldn't see the comments. So I am just checking out. Oh yes, now I can see. Great. Now I'll be able to see comments this session. That feels good. Who else joined? I see someone joined just now. Just say hi. So how is everyone doing? Are you all geared up for Diwali now? And how has been your meditation journey? Are you doing it regularly? So I'll just give a couple of more minutes. Hi Pauladi. So I'll just give a couple of more minutes and then we will start the session. And before we start the session, I wanted to make sure that you have your headphones on, you have your journal and you have your pen with you, because we are going to deep dive today in today's session. So these are the things which you should have with you. I think let's start the session so that other people will join as and when they want to. And this is the time, if you want to share it with your friends and family, you can do it now so that they don't miss out on this good fun which we are going to have in this session today. So if you want to tag your friends or if you want to share it on your timeline, please go ahead and do that so that people can join and get benefited from this session. Okay, so let's begin. Before we start today's session, I had one small exercise for all of you. I want you to look around in the room in which you are present right now, and I want you to really look at each and everything and see for yourself if you really need all those things. So just take a look around your room and have a look at what all things you have in your room right now. Are you seeing a pile of unopened mail which is lying there for a while? Or are you seeing some red newspapers which are still lying in the room? Or is there a pen stand which has everything else than the pen? Or is there something, maybe a showpiece, which you really don't like it and still it is there in your room right now? So just look around and see if everything which is there present in your room is what you exactly need right now in your life. And if not, there is my point. In our day-to-day lives, we tend to get so many things in our life that we just keep on holding material things and it clutters our atmosphere, it clutters our home. So today's session is about that. It is not just about the home I will be speaking, but I will be talking about how we can declutter relationships and how we can declutter other things in our life. So we will be taking small steps in our session today, and we will start from the smaller things which are easy to manage, and then we will progress to the bigger things in life. So let's talk about decluttering our home. Maybe 1.5 years ago, whenever I used to be at home, I used to feel really very claustrophobic and I used to feel suffocated. I was really good when I used to go outside, but the moment I entered home, I used to feel really suffocated. And this went on for a while. One day, what I decided is like, let me deep dive. So after my morning meditation, I asked myself, what is wrong? What is happening with me? Why am I feeling this way? And then I heard the word declutter. That was my first tryst with decluttering. And when I heard that word, I was taken aback. I was like, really? Is that the reason why I am feeling this way in this home? When I realized that, what I did was like, I went to my living room, I looked around, I opened the mail stack which was lying there. Then I looked at the newspapers which were there and which were not supposed to be there because there was no use of them. And I took all of this in a huge plastic bag and I ceremoniously picked this plastic bag, went outside and threw this in a dumpster. And then when I came inside the home, I felt lighter. I felt as if there was some burden on my shoulders which has been taken off. That, friends, was my first episode of decluttering. It was a very small step. It was just about taking up a few papers and a few unopened mails. And yet, it felt so nice. It felt so light. So here is how you can declutter your home. I have 2 thumb rules when it comes to decluttering home. The first one being, if you haven't used it in the last 6 months, it needs to go. Now don't apply this to seasonal wear like winter wear or the big utensils which we use only when festivals are there or when we have company at home. Use it for everything else. Anything which has not been used by you for the last 6 months needs to go. And the second thumb rule which I use is, I look at the object and ask myself, does this spark joy? Is this really needed by me? And that is how I decide whether something needs to be at my home or not. If you go by these 2 thumb rules, I am sure you will be able to get rid of a lot of unwanted things at your home. There might be certain things which have sentimental value and I completely understand about them. But what is the use of those things or objects if you are not using them? They are just lying at home. Think of it from this perspective. Donate that thing which has sentimental value to someone who will value it, who by giving that thing a smile will come on that person's face. Donate it to someone who really needs it. And think of it from that perspective, that something which I value has been given to someone who values it in the same way. That is how I look at things which have sentimental value. So this is how you can declutter your home. Now there are a few things which I would like to tell you before you start your declutter mission, because maybe half of you might wake up tomorrow morning and say, Pradnya said that I need to declutter my home and that is how I will get new things in my life. And then you become the Jhansi ki Ranis and Shehensaz and you take out your swords and your iron hand and think of decluttering your entire home in one day. Well, please don't do that because that won't work. I'll tell you what will happen if you think about decluttering your entire home in one day. Midway, you will get tired and you will have so much stuff which has to be gotten rid of that you wouldn't know how to get rid of all those things. And then with all the dust and everything, you are going to fall sick at the end of the day. So, my friends, let's keep our swords and our iron hands in our pockets and just use our mind and make a plan on how we can declutter our home. Start small. If you really want to feel accomplished, go to that junk drawer which we have in our home, where we put everything that we think that we will require one day, and that day never comes. So if you really want to feel accomplished tomorrow, go out and empty that junk drawer which you have and declutter it, and then see how light you feel. Likewise, have a specific plan. If you are working and if you cannot do it on work days, then think about the weekends. Keep one weekend to declutter your wardrobe. Keep one weekend to declutter the kitchen. Keep one weekend to declutter your accessories, and likewise. So do it stepwise, have a plan, and try to get rid of all the things which you do not require. So that is how you declutter your home. Home is a little easier, but there are other things in life which become more difficult to declutter. Let's move on to decluttering our relationships. When I was not so spiritually awakened, but I still had the knack of helping people, I had a set of friends who used to call me only when they had a problem. Now, I don't have a problem in listening to people and giving them advice, but what was wrong in that relationship was that these people never asked me how was I. They never bothered to know what was going in my life. What they knew was just bombarding me with their problems and seeking help from me. So this was a relationship where I was just giving and I wasn't receiving anything. Then there were other set of friends who always thought that their set of problems are the worst. They were inconsiderate and never even thought that what might be going in someone else's life. Are they going through any problem? They never came out of their own problems and always made their problems to be the biggest. That was the second set of friends. I realized over time that after speaking with these friends, I used to feel drained. I used to feel low. And they actually really sucked the good energy out of me. That is how drained I felt. That is when I realized that it is time to declutter my relationships too. I want you to take a look at all your relationships and see which relationships need decluttering. There are two things which I do when decluttering relationships comes. First, I have set boundaries for myself now. No one can just come and be rude with me. No one can just come and just pile upon me. No one can just come and just talk about their problems and just crib without making or doing any actions. So I have set my boundaries. I am making sure that my energies are safeguarded, and I only welcome those relationships in my life which I really value. No more phony relationships, no more people who just crib and cry, no more people who suck the energy out of me. I have stood up and I am saying no to this. So I want you to do this. I want you to examine all your relationships and see which are those relationships which do not serve you anymore. Set your boundaries. The second tip which I want to give is be mindful in the relationships which you really value in your life. Are you the one who is on the mobile or is looking at the laptop when your spouse, parents, or your kids are talking with you? Are you mindful enough to confront your partner or your friend and let them know what is bothering you or what you don't like? Are you mindful of the things which are not working in your relationship, or you are just blindfolded and are ignoring it? My second tip in decluttering your relationships would be mindful of what you are doing and where your relationship is heading. Just deep dive and examine each and every valuable relationship of yours. Ask yourself this question: how I can be more mindful in this relationship? How I can make this relationship better? What can I do to make or take this relation to the next level? Or do I really want to take this relation to next level? These are some of the questions which you would like to ask when it comes to decluttering your relationships. So remember, first is have boundaries. Second is being mindful in your relationships. Relationships are not easy. It is not going to happen overnight. It is going to take time. You will take time to realize which relationships you really want to keep and which you want to cut cords with. But it will happen. Once you realize the difference, you should be able to do it. And I highly advise to every giver out there to have a boundary around themselves, because what happens in the long run is like you get burnt out and you cannot shine and spread the light as much as you would like to. So this was about relationships. The third thing which I would like to talk is the most important one. This is Diwali time, and I'm sure all of you would be thinking about how to clean the house, how to get the house decorated. But my dear friends, have you thought about decluttering yourself? Have you thought about decluttering your mind, body and soul? What about yourself, your inner self? All this while, we just keep on thinking about the materialistic objects. We keep on thinking about our home. To a certain extent, we might think about decluttering our relationships, but never ever we think about decluttering ourselves. That is because we have not been taught about taking care of yourself. What is the clutter which is there inside you, my dear friend? Have you cluttered your mind with limiting beliefs that you are not good enough, that you are not confident enough, that you are not loved enough? Is this what is inside you? Or is it the anger which is bottled up inside you and which is eroding you from inside? Is it that clutter? Or is it the frustration, or is it the stress which is just building up day by day inside you? What is that clutter inside you? Or are you beating up yourself, or is there hatred and grudges against yourself or someone else inside you? What is that clutter which is inside you, my friend, and how you can help yourself to get decluttered? Now in this session, I can just give you 10 tips and 10 tips to declutter yourself. But I know those won't work. 50% of you will tell me that you don't know my story, you don't know what I'm going through, so your tips don't help me. And the other 50 might start enthusiastically what I tell, but midway they will lose interest, because it is someone else who is giving you advice and it is not something which has come from inside you. So when it comes to decluttering yourself, I want to do this small exercise with all of you. I'm going to do a guided meditation for all of you, and during that meditation, you are going to think about one limiting belief or something about yourself which you want to declutter. And after the meditation is over, I want you to journal on how you can declutter yourself. I won't be the person who will be giving you advice, or I won't be the person who will be giving you tips on how you can do that. It will be you yourself. You are going to deep dive inside yourself, and you are going to think about actions which you can take to declutter your own self. And when you will do that, my friend, you will be more accountable than anybody else can be, because it has come from within. So let's do this. Let's do the meditation. And before I do that, I want to start the music. So I'm going to start the music, and you are going to let me know if the sound is okay or not, because last time I couldn't hear it. So let's see. And I want to thank Snehal for giving me these meditations. It was very handy, and I didn't have to spend my time searching for the meditations. Thank you, Snehal. So is the music volume okay? Just comment so that I know. Can you listen to the music? Is this okay? Just can someone comment and let me know? Thank you, Snehal. So we are going to do this. Okay, let me just pause. So we are going to do this meditation, and we are going to breathe in through our nose and we are going to breathe out through our mouth. And the louder the sigh you will give, the better, the more stress you will give off. So let's begin. Let's close our eyes now. And I want you to be in a comfortable space right now. If you want to lie down, you can lie down. If you want to sit, you can sit. Anything which is comfortable for you. Now, as I said, we are going to breathe in through our nose and breathe out through our mouth. So let's begin. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. One more time. Breathe in. Breathe out. Again. Breathe in. Breathe out. I now want you to imagine that you are walking in this beautiful garden which is lush green and has beautiful flowers inside it. You are walking through this path surrounded by beautiful trees and flowers and butterflies. Look at that gorgeous rose bunch standing out in the pink and red. How about those white lilies which are there around the path? And are you seeing that butterfly which is fluttering in and around you? This huge white butterfly. Isn't life good in this garden? Aren't you feeling fresh in this garden? And as you are walking on this path amidst this beautiful garden, you see this sparkling water fall and a lake in front of you. The water in the water flower is sparkling and you just cannot resist yourself, and you start walking inside this lake towards this waterfall. As you are doing that, you see beautiful lotuses around you floating, and they seem to be so merry and happy. They are blooming in their full glory, and you just wait for a minute to soak in all the bloom they have to offer. You look at those lotuses and then you start moving ahead towards the waterfall. You have reached the waterfall now, and you are sitting beneath it. The sparkling, healing water of the waterfall is falling on your head right now, and it is cleansing off all the negativity and negative energy which is around you. The water is slowly flowing on your face, on your body, on your abdomen, on your feet, and it is slowly removing all the dirt, all the negative energy, all that which does not serve you anymore. And as you are getting cleansed, and as this water is falling on your body, I want you to take a minute to yourself and ask yourself, how can I declutter myself? How can I declutter myself? What is that one thing which I do not need in my life and which I want to get rid of? Is it about your limiting belief that you are not beautiful enough, your body is in not shape, you are not confident enough, or you are not loved? Or is it one of your bad habits of eating junk food? Or is it something else? Ask yourself this question, that what is that one thing which I would like to change and declutter so that I can set myself free? Just take a moment and ask yourself this question, and the thing which comes first in your mind is the thing which you should work upon. Now, as this water is cleansing you and you know what you need to get rid of, I want you to stand up in this waterfall and start walking back towards the garden. And as you are walking back towards the garden, I want you to think about this one thing which you are going to change about yourself. Think about it. And as you are walking back to the garden, you see a nice bench in the center of the garden. You start walking towards this bench. As you are walking towards this bench, your bare feet fall on the grass and you connect with Mother Earth. As you are walking, Mother Earth is giving you the strength to help you declutter yourself and get rid of this one thing which you want to get rid of. Each and every step on Mother Earth is helping you and building strength inside you and making you strong so that you can let go of this one thing. You have slowly approached the bench now, and you are going to sit on the bench now. And now, sitting on the bench, I want you to feel the Mother Earth beneath your feet. I want you to be grounded with Mother Earth. I want you to thank Mother Earth for all the energy and strength it is providing you to help you get rid of this one thing. I want you to close your eyes on this bench now, and I want you to think 6 months later on how would your life would be if you get rid of this one thing in your life. How would your life be? How would it affect your relationships? How would it affect yourself? How would it affect the people whom you love? If you get rid of this one thing and declutter yourself, my friend, how wonderful would your life be in a span of 6 months? I want you to feel that life right now. As you are visualizing and imagining, I want you to feel as if it is here in the present moment and you have already achieved that decluttering. Feel that life right now. Feel the sensations. Feel the vibes of the relationships which you will have in a span of 6 months. Feel that openness in your body, in your mind, and in your soul when you will declutter and get rid of this one thing in your life. Feel it to know it, how would life become when you get rid of this one thing? And now that you know how wonderful life would be once you do that, I want you to open your eyes on that bench and start walking back. You are walking back towards the place from where you started, through the garden. You are slowly taking your pace and walking slowly towards the place from where you started. And as you are walking, you are thinking to yourself the steps you will be taking to declutter this one thing inside you. What will you do to get rid of this one thing? What will you do to get this out of your body, mind, and soul? Are there people who can help you to declutter this inside you? Think about those people who can help you. Think about all the steps you can take to make this happen in your life. And as you are walking slowly back, I want you to come back and start breathing again. Let's breathe in and breathe out. One more time. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. And as you are breathing in and out, I want you to come back to the consciousness of this room. I want you to start wriggling your toes and fingers, and I want you to open your eyes whenever you are ready. I hope this meditation has helped you. What I would like you to do now is, you have your journal, you have your pen. I want you to take at least 10 minutes after this session and write about those steps which you would be taking to get rid of that one habit or that one thing which you want to declutter in yourself. And trust me, friends, if even one of you makes that difference in themselves, I will feel that this session was successful. I will be really happy that I could make a change, make a difference in at least one person's life. So take 10 minutes after this session and write down the steps which you would like to take to declutter your inner self. And as usual, if you like this session, if you like the meditation, please let me know. Also let me know how I can better myself. Like during my last session, someone said that they couldn't hear the music and I changed it this time. It helps me to make my sessions better and it helps me improve myself too. So do comment on what did you like and what you didn't like, and share it with your friends and family who might get benefited with this session. And take those 10 minutes and write about the steps which you will be taking. So stay blessed, stay healthy, and I love you. Bye.